Welcome to Oulton Park for rounds 5 and 6 of the Cox Motor Parts Civic Cup. Andrew Gaugler makes a fantastic return to the series after 2 seasons out. He's going to be someone to watch because the last time he raced here, he won both races. So let's see what happens with him over the weekend. However, the story of the championship so far is that after 4 races, we've had 4 winners. And that pattern could well continue this weekend because second in the championship, Ballantyne, he's only in 7th. Baker, championship leader, is in 6th. Grice, third in the championship, is 2nd. And it's Ben Sharp, championship outsider, who takes pole position. So this really is anyone's race as the cars get ready to go out onto the greasy circuit. It's over to Richard John Neal to take you through the action.
Thanks very much, Lloyd. A great scene set there with Ben Sharp on pole position, Mark Grice alongside, Paul Bancroft and Daniel Reason from David Buki and Rob Baker, Jason Ballantyne next from Matt Higginson, Bruce Whitfield, David Vincent, Chris Coomer and Lewis Rose completing the top dozen. Then Paul Taylor and Aaron Sharp, Andrew Gaugler and Will Beach, row 8. Row 9, Martin Dial and Mark Gibbons, followed by Daniel Hobson and then Oliver Barsby, Andy Hart, Matt Bolton, Mark Hughes, James Griffith, Simon Wallace, 25th, 26th, Paul McHugh, then Matthew Darlington, Craig Carter and Dave Foyser completing a 29-car grid. Lights ablaze from the pole position man, Ben Sharp. Alongside him is Mark Grice. Grice, third in the championship. Jason Ballantyne, second in the championship, is back on row 4. So another competitive race about to get underway, I'm sure. Lights out and away we go. Looks like everybody away well, apart from the pole man, and Ben Sharp struggling. He's back in the field. So as they come into Old Hall for the first time, Daniel Reason from the outside of row 2 makes a good start, but it's Grice leading, Reason second, Paul Bancroft third, side by side as they head into Cascades for the first time, and it looks like a very good start given the number of cars. But we've got grabbing the grass there was Bruce Whitfield in white. James Griffith comes out in sympathy. We've got other cars avoiding action, and look at the bottom of the hill, cars on the gravel. Lots of avoiding action, so the knock-on effect of that was there were lots of cars off and having problems. David Buki and David Vincent there in 75. Oh, and off! Into the barrier, that's the pole man. I'm sure he went in the barrier. Ben Sharp is off, and that's Simon Wallace rejoining, so a little bit of first lap bunching, which causes problem with the pole position man, passed by Martin Dial on the outside of the hairpin. What a start to round 5 of the championship. I'll give you a little catch up a little bit later on about what happened in the round event that we missed, but the race leader Paul Bancroft from Mark Grice, Daniel Reason in 3rd place. Sort outs happening right the way down the order. Aaron Sharp in 35 and then Daniel Hobson in car 25, and this is the onboard view from the 3rd position man, Daniel Reason. Daniel is 5th in the championship at the moment, 58 points, 1 behind Daniel Hobson. And that's the back end of Mark Grice's car, different colour on the front for Grice. Reason has a little look down the inside line. Rob Baker, the championship leader, is in 4th position. Rob running in the black and blue car, smart metallic blue as we look at it, coming out of Deer Leap to complete lap number 1, but no problems for the race leader Paul Bancroft, so he'll be happy with that, having qualified in 3rd, and a decent opening lap for him as the positions settle down. Outside line there for Aaron Sharp, Mr. Whippy on again there for Daniel Hobson. Daniel, of course, race winner of the 2nd race, the opening event of the year at Silverstone, which my colleague commentated on. So Andrew Gaugler, well, Lloyd mentioned him, a race winner here at Oulton Park last time out, won race 2, that was the 2nd of April 2016. So rejoining the championship for this meeting, but problems for Andrew Gaugler and a potential race winner in pit lane. Let's hope he can diagnose whatever problem he's got and maybe get a little bit of track time to get back on circuit. So Lewis Rose and David Vincent head into the Britain's chicane. This is the full circuit at Oulton Park that we're using, the international circuit, 2.69 miles. They go over Hilltop, down now into the chicane, Hislop's chicane. Then it's Knickerbrook. 44 there is Matt Higginson, missed the opening event of the year. It's the first time we're seeing him on camera this year in the red car. Was 16th in race 1 at Anglesey and 6th position in race 2. And David Buki, car number 51, had one retirement on Anglesey. Did David, racing hard here, as is the 77 car Daniel Reason, the man who won the opening race of the year at Silverstone. That was back on the 1st of April. He's challenging at the moment in 3rd place, but it's Mark Grice who has had 3 third places on the bounce for the opening 3 races of the year, and a retirement on race 2 in Anglesey. But getting away at the moment is Paul Bancroft. So Bancroft building a little bit of a lead. This is a good comfort for him on lap 2 of this one, 15-minute race, which I reckon will go out to around about 8 laps, as long as we don't get safety car intervention or anything like that happening. The car's going down Cascades and Dentons, and some great dicing going on here. Lewis Rose still coming under pressure from David Vincent, podium finisher on Anglesey, race number 1. Let's fill you in on what happened on Anglesey, where we missed our coverage. Rob Baker, championship leader, winning race 1 from David Vincent and Mark Grice. Then it was Jason Ballantyne in race 2 from James Griffith and Lewis Rose. The 2 winners at Silverstone, of course, you probably remember from the coverage, Daniel Reason and Daniel Hobson. So, as Lloyd said at the top of the programme, 4 races so far and 4 different winners. What a competitive championship this is. And with Paul Bancroft out front at the moment, starting to build the lead, it looks like we could get winner number 5. So that's the Cox Motor Parts Civic Cup statistics done for this one. If you are looking for a competitive championship to come and race, this surely must be the one. So Rose coming down from Hilltop, and battling going on behind. There in 35 is Aaron Sharp. Aaron still chasing Daniel Hobson in that blue and yellow car. Hobson qualifying down in 19th place in his AP3. And they head up Clay Hill under the Paul Warwick Bridge and back up towards us here at Lodge Corner, the last corner on the lap. And let's see whether the 22 car, that's Jason Ballantyne, who won the 2nd race on Anglesey, really getting stuck in and having a look at David Vincent, a man himself who was on the podium in race 1 at Anglesey. Pitwall cam as the cars go across the line. You can see the groups beginning to break free and settle down into a little bit of a race pattern here. Phil comes through, and as I say, 29 cars, and thus far just the 1 retirement. Andrew Gorgler, as down the inside goes Ben Sharp. Ben Sharp making progress, the pole position man, challenging Martin DL, who, remember, passed him at the hairpin on race number 1, and they are really getting stuck in, and that means a little wild moment there going across the grass. A lot of them exploring the grass here at Oulton Park. Matt Bolton, it was, who managed to rejoin but lost a fair amount of momentum. We've still got the detritus on circuit, which the marshals haven't been able to deal with here because the cars are getting fairly well spread out amongst this 2.6 mile circuit. So not much opportunity for them to safely recover that piece of bodywork, which might, I suppose, flick up. There's Mark Hughes in car 5 in red. Mark has had all of his results, or both of his results thus far, in the top 20, and he's chased by Simon Wallace there, 12th in race 1 of the year, 19th in race 2, so they seem to be on par in this race, as Oliver Barsby now comes under pressure from Ben Sharp. Then it's Martin DL, so we'll see whether Barsby can hold on. In qualifying he was in 20th place, so we are seeing a little bit of progress now from the pole position man. Ben Sharp had 5th place in race 2 at Silverstone. You might remember he's going to tee up the inside line here of Oliver Barsby, who leaves the door open. Not sure we're going to see the conclusion of that move as Matthew Darlington gives chase down into Deer League once again. Around about the halfway stage of this race, and it looks like Sharp is through on the inside line of Martin DL. So not really a bad recovery from Ben Sharp here. He'll be disappointed to look at the facts that he started on pole, and whether that was wheel spin off the line, maybe a little bit of nerves as well. We'll try and catch up. And it is a lot of pressure starting on pole position, particularly when you've got such a huge field of cars, and particularly here at Oulton Park. The first corner, you get with such a big field, it can be a very nerve-wracking moment. So Martin DL losing a little bit of ground at the moment on Ben Sharp. He might lose some more there by running wide, and Oliver Barsby perhaps has the chance to try and close in as well. Rob Baker still there, ahead of Daniel Reason, so the front runners pretty much as you were. Reason trying hard. This is Hilltop. Watch the spectacular view as they come downhill now in towards the chicane. So Rob Baker, the championship leader, immediately in front of us, has 81 points. Jason Ballantyne on 69. So Baker poised here to maintain the championship lead. He's got Mark Grice up ahead of him. And Reason, as you can see, now down in 4th place, but it looks ahead as if we've got a challenge on for the lead, because the last time we looked at the lead group, Rob Bancroft was clear, and now we've got pressure from Mark Grice in the 34 car, who's been very consistent. 3 third places in the first 3 races of the year, retirement in race 4 on Anglesey, but now challenging for the lead. So Grice, who is 3rd in the championship, he's going to be looking to try and overcome Jason Ballantyne, who's actually up in amongst the top runners in this race as well, in the top 10, so decent points in the offing for him. Let's see what Grice can do. He really is hounding the race leader, so Bancroft now won't be able to get his head down and concentrate on racing line. It's going to be about defence for him at the moment. Bancroft not featuring in the top 8 of the total point scorers. He didn't do the Anglesey round, and that's why, but when drop scores come into play, probably is going to be in the mix. But this is a fascinating battle now between top 3. Daniel Reason in 4th place, not that far behind as well, and Bancroft continues to lead along Lakeside, heading up into the hairpin once again, and just looking really here, see whether Mark Grice is starting to come under a bit of pressure himself. I think probably he is, with Baker in 3rd place, not that far behind, so it's a trio for the lead. Dan Reason, a couple of lengths behind, by no means out of the battle at all, but trying to close in. We'll just focus at the moment though on Bancroft, who's under big pressure now. We're going to see a move, the 2nd place car getting closer, and Mark Grice looking for his first win of the season, seems to have the momentum here as they go through Knickerbrook and up Clay Hill. He's going to have a look on the inside line, but the race leader Bancroft equal to it, takes the inside line now. It's all about the run up into Druids, and are we going to see a change for the lead? They're side by side and through into the lead. Great move by Mark Grice, goes through on the inside line. Bancroft demoted to 2nd position as they come out of the double apex right-hander at Druids, now into Lodge Corner, and you can see Daniel Reason getting in the mix as well. We're going to have a change for 2nd position, so Bancroft loses 2 places on 1 lap. No, make that 3, because Reason slots through on the inside line as well. Reason read that well, so Bancroft is down to 4th place, the leader. Oh, but he's fighting back though. Bancroft fighting back, having a good go. He's on the outside line though. Daniel Reason goes into 3rd place. So the race order now: Mark Grice, Rob Baker, Daniel Reason in 3rd. Paul Bancroft is next. David Buki looking to try and close in on this group as well. So Buki in 5th position, and at the moment heading for his best finish of the season. David Buki, front runner of the championship in years gone by when it was a multi-class championship. All the drivers are aware that bumper is there, of course. They've lapped past that a couple of times now, and I don't think that will get moved before the end of the race. It wouldn't be safe for the marshals to do so, as Bancroft locks up going into the hairpin. He was having a look at Daniel Reason, and they've all closed up again, the top 4. David Buki is closing up as well, but here comes Rob Baker in the black, blue and yellow car, challenging him. Daniel Reason in 3rd place. This is superb Cox Motorsport Civic Cup race action here at Oulton Park. Up and over Hilltop they go once again. So it's Mark Grice, the race leader, took 2nd place in race 2 here last year. The races last year won by Martin James and Lee Deegan. Mark Higginson taking second place from Dan Reason, third last year, so he's used to be on the podium here. Race 2, Mark Grice was second behind Lee Deegan, James Griffiths in third place at Oulton Park, and you can use that experience and confidence as Andrew Gaugler was hoping to do, having taken the win here in 2016. This looking a little bit more settled now at the end of the lap. So it's Mark Grice still out front, Rob Baker with his lights on trying to close down, and David Buki has caught up with the lead quartet, the 5th position man. He's in his best position, potentially finishing wise already, but he wants to try and deal with Paul Bancroft to get up into the top 4. Those guys are clear. I think we've got Jason Ballantyne running in 6th place from David Vincent. Now as David Buki has a look down the inside line, it may be the last lap, but he's going to fight it out to the flag, and he's really, you've got to say, in with a chance of a podium here. But it's Mark Grice still in front. Grice coming under pressure from Rob Baker, the championship leader. Grice is third in the standings, very nearly 20 points down, makes a mistake there and gets back on. It's not the mistakes, it's how you recover from them, and that was a good recovery from Mark Grice, clearly under pressure. And Rob Baker still in second place, but he'll think he's still in with a shout. We've got a long part of this lap to go, into the hairpin for the last time. Dan Reason still back in third place. Fastest lap of the race is with Rob Baker. That was on lap 5, 1 minute 57.536. And if you consider the chicanes and hairpins of this track, 82.45 miles per hour for Rob Baker. They're all looking a little bit more settled at the moment. So up and over hilltop for the last time. And it looks like the top 5 settled. Grice, Baker, Reason, Bancroft and Buki. Here they come, a little bit of a gap to the 6th place car, into Hislops for the last time. Grice turns in, takes the apex, exits through Hislops and climbs up Clay Hill for the last time in this one. Daniel Reason is third. David Buki still giving chase. Buki qualified in 5th place, so this is going to be status quo for him in terms of grid to finish. But Mark Grice is going to be our 5th different winner of the season from 5 different races. What a fantastic statistic that is, as they come out of Druids down into Lodge for the last time. And it's going to be Grice from Baker. Daniel Reason runs a little bit wide, and Grice again goes wide. Is that going to scrub momentum off? It's a run to the flag for Rob Baker. Side by side they go, but taking it is Mark Grice from Rob Baker, and coming through David Buki, snuck through to get 4th place on the line. Incredible stuff from David Buki, making up into 4th place. Jason Ballantyne was behind Paul Bancroft. Then David Vincent, Lewis Rose coming across the line now. Aaron Sharp, Daniel Hobson in blue and yellow. Andy Hart was next. Here's the result, confirmation of the top 10, as I called it. Confirmation also of Rob Baker's fastest lap. 11th place went to Andy Hart from Ben Sharp, the pole man, coming back for 12th. Will Beach next from Martin Dial and James Griffith. Matt Higginson from Matthew Darlington, Oliver Barsby, Mark Hughes and Bruce Winfield in 20th place. 21st, Matt Bolton, then Chris Coomer, Simon Wallace, Mark Gibbons, David Poyser and Craig Carter completing the finishers.
Mark, congratulations on your victory. 5th winner out of 5 races this year in the Civic Cup, but it was a tough race.
Yes, it was. I got a really good start to start with, and past Ben Sharp, he got a really bad one. And then I had coming together with Dan Reason in the Shell hairpin, and it just knocked me back a bit. But I managed to get Bancroft, who come past us, and then towards the end, I was just holding on for dear life. I think something's come loose on the car, and I was losing the brakes, and I was having to brake 4 cars earlier just to make sure I had a brake pedal, really.
Well, I guess now it's time to check it out, ready for race 2, reverse grid as well. Is it going to be more difficult to come through?
Oh, definitely be difficult. I can't see all year that anyone who's starting on P10 is going to end up in P1, like, but maybe on the podium. But I can't see it. The lads at area will be straight onto the car now to see what's going on after we've been through Parc Fermé.
Well, congratulations on your win. We look forward to seeing you out there in race 2.
Thank you very much,
Rob. 2nd place, and that's extending your championship lead over Ballantyne.
Yeah, obviously Mark's very close in the championship as well. I mean, I want to thank the guys at Area Motorsport because the car was amazing in the dry. It has been all weekend. I'm not the best in the wet. It wasn't the car in quali, and we both showed our dry pace there, really. The 1-2 from where we were.
Yeah, superb result for Area. Looking forward to race 2, reverse grid. How easy is it to come through the pack?
I won at Anglesey, so I was 10th on the reverse grid there, and it's difficult. The calibre of driver and the quality of driver out there is really high. It's not easy at all to come through. A few mistakes and we might get somewhere, but I certainly wouldn't be expecting to get near the front in race 2.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out there and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Dan, 3rd place, terrific start in the race, and with a track that's drying out as well.
Yeah, what a start I made in that race. It was unbelievable. It's not often we'll make a start like that. It's probably the best one we've ever made. But the car in the race felt unbelievable. I think my dad's done a pretty good job setting it up today. Big thanks to him. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. So, yeah, thanks to him, really.
Some more points as well for the overall championship, and that's got to look good as we go into race 2.
Yeah, we've said to each other before, it's about top 5 finishes this year. The more you can get, the more chance you've got of being up the top. So, top 5, that's what I'm aiming for as many times as I can, really.
We'll look forward to seeing you out there later on, and congratulations once again on your podium.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll be right back.